Roy was a likable guy.
No one knew her yet, but everyone who saw 2 Days in the Valley took notice of the sexy hit woman in the skin-tight catsuit. The actress, of course, was Charlize Theron, who 8 years later is likely on the verge of her first Oscar nomination for Monster. And it all began with that breakthrough role as Helga Svelgen. Not an easy part to forget.
No.
She made an impression as a bombshell.
She sure was.
She was a bombshell if there ever was, and a femme fatale of the first order.
Well, and it wasn't just her physical self. What came through was that there was substance here. This woman could really act, and we noticed it immediately.
Yes.
You got jealous.
Offers poured in for Charlize to play that icy sex kitten again, but she refused to coast on her looks. She picked the role of a prissy girlfriend in That Thing You Do, the directing debut of Tom Hanks. Then she played the tormented wife of Keanu Reeves in The Devil's Advocate. And here's where once again we notice her in a smaller part, but she's holding the screen with Al Pacino as the devil and Keanu Reeves. Very strong male presences, and she registers as a brunette.
That's right. But again, a very daring part, uses her sexuality, but also calls on somebody. I mean, you know, a Cupid doll couldn't play that part.
No.
It takes an actress to play that part, and it showed everybody. I think she was gaining ground with each film.
And I know we've got all this money and it's supposed to be fun, but it's not.
In 1998, Charlize played on her real-life love of animals as the lead in Mighty Joe Young. And 1 year later, she continued to impress us all in The Cider House Rules, a film I just loved.
Yes.
And one of the many films she's done in period.
That's actually difficult, I think, for someone of her stature. This is a very tall, lithe, very contemporary-looking person. I mean, she's really the ideal of physical, modern female beauty. And yet, it's really a tribute to how well she acts, and I think this is the movie where we see that she's really got some teeth.
Rose, if you don't want to have this baby, Homer and I will take you to a place. It's safe. He knows this stuff.
I can't go nowhere.
Charlize was everywhere in 2000, starring in 4 films, including Reindeer Games opposite Ben Affleck and Robert Redford's The Legend of Bagger Vance. And in 2001, she reteamed with Keanu in Sweet November. Now, none of those films really made it at the box office.
But she's awfully good in Sweet November.
Yeah, she is.
That's nobody's idea of a great movie. But she makes that movie worth watching.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Buying redemption.
Redemption's not for sale today.
She was a victim of bad timing when she starred with Kevin Bacon in Trapped, the story of a child abduction that opened right after a notorious real-life abduction. But last year she scored a hit in The Italian Job. Not a great part for her, but she filled it fine, you know, and she and Mark Wahlberg don't really have a romance in the film, so there's not a lot going on. They might have, but it's just she's the girl.
Actually,
she's the female lead, and she's fine.
But I would say it is a great part for her, because again, we couldn't have bought Every Beautiful Woman as somehow a viable safecracker. You know, someone who could hold her own in the company of these men.
There's a pane of glass right here behind this door, and if I don't drill perfectly through that hole, the steel rods snap into place.
She is the example of a beautiful woman who is in charge. She is articulate. She is serious. She has substance.
Yes, exactly, which is why it's odd to me that she hasn't really gotten starring vehicles yet. Hardly any. And it's almost a shame that she had to undergo such a transformation in Monster to get people to sit up and take notice.
And I'm so glad she did.
I'm glad she did too. It's a great performance in a really strong film.
But that's what it takes.
Why should she have to go through all that just to prove what we already saw, and I think a lot of people saw right from the start? She's got it. Don't go away when Hot Ticket continues. Fattened up or stoned.